info. I don't know how much I'll be able to interact with you guys going down the road here, but it's been a crazy day so far. We drove into Monticello, and in Monticello none of the computers are working, so they won't take any cards at all. The only thing they'll take is cash. Hey, Blind Straight. I can't read who else is here, sorry. But now it's starting to rain. I got a left rear low tire. I've got $1.35 in gas, because that's all the cash money I had on me. And we're gonna try and make it home on a low tire and $1.35 worth of gas. So let's see if we can pull this miracle off. What do you think? This is one of those days where you can just never win. We've got let me roll this window up. We've got 66 chickens growing up right now. Something slaughtered the turkey. We've got some game cameras on it. We're going to try and pick up whatever it was that slaughtered the turkey. The windshield wipers decided they're going to work again. The poor pickup truck is overloaded. It's carrying a ton of corn fines, and this definitely isn't a one-ton truck. It's probably more like a quarter-ton truck. I seen somebody ask about the mink. No, the mink, I have not killed the mink. But whatever attacked that turkey was much bigger than a mink. I really have no idea what attacked that turkey, because none of the weeds around it were disturbed to make it look like the turkey even struggled. And whatever it was strong enough to turn it over on its back, eat its insides out, eat both sides of the breast, then turn it over and finish off the wings and a bunch of stuff on the back of the turkey. No, the mink is still alive and well. The only thing I was able to do was I was able to scare the weasel. Be a coy dog, but it would have to be a very large one, because that turkey weighed about 38 pounds, and I'd say once you get the bones and feathers off of it, it probably weighed a good 32, 33 pounds, just because of the meat and the guts. Hello to everyone I can't see. I've got the camera sitting on the dashboard looking out the window, and I I just can't see far enough to see chat. I'm doing like 60 miles an hour with a low tire and overloaded. And some idiot in a fucking sports car is right up on my ass. So if he hits me, he's going to be covered in corn fines from head to toe. There he goes. He finally decided to pass me. Yeehaw. With this rain coming, that means my groundwater, the level of my groundwater is going to go up again, and I'm never going to be able to pump that well pit dry to replace that water spigot. It's taking so long to get that done, it's just craziness. The hole. It's just ridiculous, man. Yeah, I think I'm going to slow down nice and slow for this railroad crossing. I don't need the tire blowing out on me here. I don't even have a spare, so I'm kind of driving on a prayer. If you believe in that. I should make it though, man. My karma's pretty good. I emptied the rain gauge the other day and we had 3/4 of an inch the other day. One good thing about this rain is that the raspberries, the gooseberries, and the mulberries are all, they're coming in like crazy. So hopefully we'll have a bumper crop of them. They might save me a little bit as far as not having chicken and quail eggs this year. Or at least I'm hoping so anyways. I'm going to end up tarping this stuff until later when I can take it out with the tractor. Because this is way too heavy to be messing with by hand. barrels of corn fines that actually have tops for the 55-gallon drums, and then 2 of the drums I have Rural King garbage bags over them to keep the water out. So hopefully that works. I thought I cleaned out all of the barrels before I left, but I actually didn't. I had one barrel that still had a bunch of hay and corn in it that I didn't know was in it. What up, Thor, if you're out there? Thor, Druzy, Wanda, Blinky. God, there's so many of you, I can't even think right now. But thanks for taking the long ride home with me to make sure I don't break out in the middle of BFE. But gonna tell Bird I was gonna go live, but I didn't have time. Alright, let's see if we can make this turn without dropping the camera. Hello, Wendy-O. I can read it when it's in when it comes up in white print, but when it comes up in the darker print, it kind of blends in and I can't really see it in chat. Being colorblind really sucks sometimes. Going into the deadly 25-mile-an-hour curve. Make sure my headlights are turned off and all that other happy crap. window up, lights off, engine off. That's my G-Land grain. We get, I don't need that. I don't need that. Stick that in my pocket. Then we're gonna have to make a mad dash for the door so we don't soak the camera. Let me grab my... Hey George, what's happening? Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, George, we do have pawpaws here. We've got a whole grove of them. Hey, Kimmy, good to see ya. I'm sad for Hag about her pet turkey. It was just going to go in the pot anyways. Hey, Druzy, good to see ya. Torty, too. Well, Kimmy, the reason I wouldn't have made it home is I went into Monticello and they're taking cash only, and I only had $1.35 on me to put in it for gas. And I was riding on fumes when I got there. So that was kind of creepy. Hey, Sewer Dog, what's happening? I think I caught up with everybody. I'm glad I made it home too, Graham's Best. For a while there, I was really questioning if it was going to do it or not. And when I jump out of here, I'll let you guys see my mess that I cobbled together to bring this crap home. It's totally hokey hillbilly setup. See, it's like... And there's my low tire. It's almost on the sidewall. The turkeys are probably hiding out in their little house, staying out of the rain. But then they're turkeys, so they might not be. Oh, my screen's totally soaking wet. I don't know, I might wipe you guys out here trying to get some of this water off. Hey, D-John's, good to see ya. True, Grams, that's very true. It only matters if it works. Hey, Chuck, good to see ya. Wipe this off a little bit. There, now you guys can see the ugly old face. Oh, that's a weird color. Yeah, I still got the beard, man. It needs to come off real soon. Real soon. Before I get it stuck in a power takeoff and it rips my face off. I don't know if that's water or what. Yeah, it was water. What? Oh, I did a live stream coming home because I had a totally fucked up trip.
What happened?
Started out, I need that thing here. Started out, I drove on fumes to get to Circle K to get gas, right?
As you were going out the door, I thought to myself, God, I hope he's got enough gas. And then I thought, well, you're not that dumb. You'll check.
Yeah, well, I'm that dumb. I got there, no cards, cash only. I found $1.35 to put in the gas tank. Then I had to go pick up your stuff. Then I get there, and I got a low tire.
And what?
And I got a low tire, so I'm on the sidewall with half a ton of...
Well, let's get that off.
No, I'm not taking it off right now because it's raining. And there's no way I'm taking it off now. That stuff is super heavy.
No shit.
So
but I'm afraid of blowing out a tire.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to take it out now.
So we'll wait till the rain lets up.
The rain lets out and we can get it in the barn because I'm not fighting to try to get that in the barn. There's no way we're going to move them in the barn.
Got it.
They're like...
That's okay.
They're probably 400 to 600 pounds each. And I'm an old man and a...
Well, that's okay.
Hey, George, thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a member, Chuck.
Hey, guys. Welcome if you're new. Howdy, howdy. I'm the hag.
Haven't seen any real new people. I've seen a whole bunch of faithful followers.
Hello, faithful followers. I'm the hag. So, what's happening? It's raining here. Not a great day. I'm tired, man. This kind of weather makes me want to nap. What's up, Chuck? Get it? What's up, Chuck? Okay. That's an old one. Tapping blind.
Actually.
Raining, huh? Vet Tech Kimmy, what's up?
Actually, my middle son's name is Chuck.
George Andexler, what's happening?
Spirit Hunter Supreme.
An oldie but a goodie, yep. That's true. So, what's going on out there in the big bad world, huh?
Has anybody had shitty luck as we've had?
Look at my eyes, man. They're all swelled up. I feel like I need a nap. Sun's supposed to be out around 6-ish. Well, that's good. That's good news. Let's see, I think blind is east of us, right?
Huh?
Where's blind at? East of us or west of us?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know my direction.
Well, we're central Illinois, so...
That's blind, he'll tell ya.
So it's either going to be sunny later or earlier. I don't know. Anywho. North. Oh, never mind. We'll probably have the same rain pass.
No,
so.
usually blind, it'll hit blind just not real long before it hits us. He'll say rain's coming and then all
Okay, well he said sun's on its way about 6-ish, so
okay. Then
we should get it shortly.
Right.
Like right around there, yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, same old here too. It's just one thing after another. You know how it is. I'm still mourning the loss of my turkey.
It's not really the same old here. It's like one thing breaking down after another.
And one thing dying after another. Well, just the one thing so far, but... Well, no. You lost a bunch of chickens. I lost a turkey.
I lost all my chickens except for, like 5. And I lost a bunch of my ducks.
Yeah, I'm a little more upset about my...
Quail.
Oh, that's cool. It's, you know, these things happen, man. You know, it's just part of farm living. You know, you can't you can't protect everything all the time, but having 3 turkeys laying eggs was, every, 4 days I get a dozen, and
It was beautiful.
it was great because, yeah, the mink needs to expire, but I don't think this was a mink. This was something very, very big and very, very nasty, and it ate most of the turkeys. So, with that in mind, it was not a mink, because a mink won't eat, it'll just kill.
Well, the turkey didn't do a lot of thrashing, and there wasn't a lot of, there wasn't a lot of weeds down, like it was running, trying to get away, like being attacked multiple times. It was just destroyed.
I'm thinking it was probably around a 60-pound raccoon.
No.
Or coy dogs, possibly.
I'm saying a large coy dog, or maybe possibly a bobcat.
Could be a bobcat, even though I've never seen a bobcat in this area, and
well, we never saw a cougar before.
We never saw a cougar before the one we saw. Yeah, we saw that about, I don't know, a decade ago, and we haven't seen it since. But it has been like on nights where it's like too quiet, where nothing is making noise. That kind of frightens me, because that means something bigger is out there.
Well, that's when that's when that wolf hybrid comes in too. Everything goes quiet.
We only see that thing every once in a great while.
Yeah, but everything.
Bayou, what's happening? How are ya?
Everything goes quiet when it moves in.
Well, and that's like I say, when there's no tree frogs or night birds or anything making noise, that makes me think that there's a large predator. Like they smell it, regardless of how far away it is. They smell it, so they know to be quiet. And right now, we're down a guard dog for the goats, so I don't have that.
We don't have a grow-to-ground terrier.
Well,
which would be very nice to have.
Yeah, it would. It would be nice to have a grow-to-ground terrier. That'll be the next thing we'll acquire, I think. We're getting a little too old for the larger molisers, although I sure really, really would like to have another bulldog, but even as well trained as my last one was, they're just too big, even when I could handle bulldogs, I had one drag me across a very lumpy, solid ice driveway, and now I have like a dead spot on my thigh where the nerves don't work. So
yeah, but bulldogs are basically for personal protection.
Well, that's true.
They don't really serve a whole lot of other things.
No, that's not true.
Babysitters and
that is protection. Not true. The Performance American Bulldog is a multi.
Okay, so they catch hogs and they do everything.
They do all kinds of shit.
We don't have hogs here, honey.
Dude, they do all kinds of shit. They're service animals. They're rescue animals. They're cadaver dogs. They have been proven in. They're sport dogs. They're all kinds of animals. So, to have one well-trained one, I mean, we could typically get like a 12-year-old pup and throw it out with the goats and raise it with the goats, and it would protect the goats. And it would.
A 12-year-old pup?
12-week-old pup.
Yeah, I know.
But we don't have one, so.
Exactly.
Anywho. And the quality of bulldogs out there is not something I'm ready to dive into, man. It would just. Yeah, no. It's gotten to the point where people breed for money. They have no knowledge. Genetics 101 is something they forgot. We all learned it in biology in high school, and most all out there free for the learning, but nobody wants to. At $1,000 a pup, that's all they're interested in. And,
Or you sell them to Disney for $5,000 to $10,000, and then the dog lives its life in a kennel. And
and then anytime you publicize an animal, whether it's a Dalmatian or a bulldog or a Labrador or anything, everybody and his mother goes out and gets a pair and think they're breeders. And it's, there's just so much to it.
Yeah, and they believe the bullshit.
They believe the bullshit that the mainstream registries are pushing. A pit mastiff. No thanks.
A band dog?
That's basically a band dog, yeah.
If it's a good band dog, I don't.
Well, I don't like the pit part. The mastiff part has been around a long time. The pit part, ever since the Animal Welfare Act of 1976, the Pit Bull Terrier is a dog without a job. And technically speaking, not enough time has passed for the breed as a whole to be taken in a direction where it's actually being bred for a specific job that it can do.
Yeah, well, the
you know,
pit bull
so
dog is what they call.
Yeah, pitties are sweet. They have to be sweet.
Terrier hag.
Pitties are awesomely sweet. You want to know why they're awesomely sweet and why they don't normally bite people? Because they were meant for the pit, and in order to be in the pit, they have to be handled. So you can't have a pit that turns around and bites its handler. So any self-respecting pit man culled any pits that were human aggressive. That's just the way it went. That's the history of that breed. Take it or, you don't have to like it, but that's the history. A Chihuahua? Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass on the Chihuahuas too. I don't like ankle biters. If I'm going to have a dog, it's going to work. Every single breed, aside from the ones that are relatively new, had a job to do. They were bred for a job. And without that job, they didn't survive because back in the day, there was no such thing as commercial dog food. There were no such things as vets. We didn't have all this fancy equipment and, the medicines and technology, and we didn't have any of that. So if you had a dog, it better work or it didn't hang out. It was just dead weight. And that's the history of, that's the history of dogs. That's every dog had a job, whether it was the butcher's dog or whether it pulled a cart or, they all had jobs. Guardians, herd guardians, they all had jobs.
Hey,
what?
Please quit talking about that on my Road Dog channel.
Well, then get your other channel up and working. Good God. Been so long, man. Yeah, labs are nice, but, I don't need a lab. Labs are friendly. I just really don't.
Labs are really good.
I don't want a lab, though. I've had labs. They're fine. They're good pets.
I would have a lab if I was still hunting.
Well, yeah, if you can find one that still hunts, it's kind of like, other hunting dogs.
For feather and fin.
Well, it's kind of like the Cocker Spaniel. At one time, that was a flushing dog. Well, that doesn't work like that anymore,
Jerry Kara still has very nice labs.
Yeah, there are.
And they're highly protective against for family.
Vet Tech Kimmy, I hate to say it, but a lot of the growths and cancerous things and problems you see in a lot of the breeds, part of it is poor breeding. The other part is the diets that they eat. Because there are very few commercial dog feeds that are actually nutritious and are not loaded with crap. So,
wheat middling. Come on, this is for my Bulldog channel, not my Road Dog channel.
Well, it's just that, when we start talking about dogs, it's like we've been there, done that, and, we retired from it because it just pissed us off so much that, all the work we put into it.
I spent my whole life in dogs. I'm done with them.
Yeah, it goes down the toilet because nobody listens. Nobody wants to learn. And it's sad. It's very sad. But getting back to my turkey, yeah, I'm a little upset that I lost my little girl, They were so sweet. Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass on a sheepdog. What I'd really like for a guard dog is what we had before. We had like, she was like a Maremma Akbash cross. Just some, just some cheap farm dog. Well, she was free actually, and
No, she wasn't.
wasn't she? What'd she pay for it?
We paid $150
Oh,
for it.
$150. Well, that's damn near free when you're talking dogs. But anyway,
yeah, it's cheap, but it
she
was
was a great dog.
It was also born in the barn, and it was working.
Born in the barn,
6 weeks old. We got it
working
at 8
with
weeks
its
old.
mother to with another goat herd. And when we got it, that's where it lived, out in the barn. It grew up with the goats, and it was a fantastic working dog. The minute I missed that dog, I miss Mama. Mama was a great dog.
And that other dog we had, what was that thing?
Oh, Great Pyrenees?
Yeah, that was the biggest piece of
Dude.
shit I ever owned.
Dude, I wouldn't even waste a bullet on that piece of shit. That dog was awful. The Great Pyrenees did not live up to the hype at all.
The Maremma would fight with a broken leg in the Great Pyrenees.
The Maremma would get in a fight one night with coy dogs, and she would be right back on duty the next morning, injuries and all. That's what you want in a dog.
Even with a broken leg.
I had a black lab once. I divorced. When I divorced my ex. This is kind of funny, but it's not. My black lab committed suicide.
Would you blame it?
No. I don't blame it one bit.
Okay.
He chewed through the incoming electricity in the house, okay?
220 volts,
yep, phase. Took himself out.
Instant fry.
Took himself out. And then I had a rot, and that rot nearly mauled the kid. And the only reason he didn't maul the kid was because my little Staffy Bull Terrier jumped in and took him off. So that just goes to show you.
And you were warned that was going to happen.
I was warned. Well, dude, I didn't control that.
I didn't say you did.
My ex would come home with all kinds of things that I never got to have any input in, which is why he's an ex.
I told you it was going to happen.
But we all get one mulligan, right? So that was my mulligan. So, yes, that dog was highly unpredictable. I didn't care for him. I never turned my back on him, and he was my dog, you know what I mean? But I didn't like him. My dog was a little, a $50 Staffy Bull Terrier, and he was a wonderful, wonderful companion and watchdog. He just couldn't do the job he was bred to do.
No, he couldn't.
And so
he was afraid of groundhogs.
He went the way of the others. Well, you stuffed him into you put him in
I didn't stuff him.
Well, you didn't stuff him, but you sent him into a culvert after something, a raccoon or something.
No, a groundhog.
A groundhog.
And
he was scared. Yeah, so that was the end of him. No, if I'm going to have a dog, it's going to work. So. But anyway.
And a groundhog is not any type of...
All right, you want me to quit talking dogs, and you just keep going. Shut the fuck up.
I'll shut up.
All right, thank you. Yeah. But I do have a great mouser. I got a cat. The cat is a fantastic mouser. So, I'm good with that. I'm very good with that. And I like my turkeys because they don't bite. I have never, not once, been pecked. They're sweet. They all come and sit down in front of me and flutter and talk to me, and they want to be petted and loved. They're very affectionate animals. So, And the goats. Oh, my God, to watch the goats. They are very social. They have a social order. They're very family-oriented. It's kind of, the older I get, the harder it gets for me to, sell them off as meat and whatnot. I mean, I'm okay making the sale, but I don't want to see the thing die because I just can't handle it anymore. I'm getting old, man, I'm getting soft, and I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. You know, I think that's just part of it. You know, but I don't know. So I gotta go grab my coffee. I shall be right back. I'm getting cotton mouth really bad. I need my coffee.
Good, go get some.
And oh, never mind. Your cigarettes will be. Oh, look at that. There's one right there. Yay!
Ta-dum.
There you are.
Graham's Best said I had a fantastic Roddy, the sweetest dog. George and Dexler says son-in-law has a Doberman Rot mixed, very loving, gentle giant. Yeah, some dogs can be, and other dogs can be just.
It all depends.
You know, crazy as can be.
There are
That's
so many
like
factors.
That's like here in Chicago, they made up a breed called the Canis Panther.
Yeah.
And
what is it exactly?
I can't remember all the different breeds rolled into one, but they finally did get it to breed true to type. And I guess the dog isn't too bad of a dog.
What is it, like a black bulldog or?
No.
Oh.
No, it's
What the fuck is it?
I can't remember all these things.
What is its job?
Home protection.
Oh, like we don't have enough of those.
It's basically a home protection estate guardian type dog.
Like we don't have enough of those.
It's actually not a bad dog.
What you need to do, or what we needed to do fucking 20 years ago was recreate the breed that you were gonna recreate.
The people did a pretty good job on it. You can't knock them for that. They did a really good job on putting that whole program together.
You know, half
Just like
of it is, you know.
Boyle did with the black bulldog.
Yeah, he never gets any credit for it.
And if it wasn't for Steve Boyle,
if it wasn't for Steve Boyle, the black bulldog would not be in existence. Not a decent one. That is very true. That is very true, and he never gets, you know,
any credit.
He never gets any credit for it. But that
I'll give the credit.
That was his baby. Licktart was drunk every morning at 5 a.m. tripping over blades of grass.
Yeah, I know.
Licktart was a pig farmer.
Yeah, I know. And he was a salesman like Joe Painter.
And a salesman like Joe Painter, yep. Roosters can be very badass. We have one of those.
Yeah.
If you would like it.
The rooster has fucked me up many times so far.
Yeah, I won't go in the chicken coop anymore. Rooster Cogburn has fucked my leg up a few times, and I'm not having him do it again. He's a beautiful bird, don't get me wrong. But, you know, the outside color is irrelevant. It's what's under the hood that matters. And what's under that hood is evil.
The older he gets, the more he reminds me of El Diablo.
Well, El Diablo went in a stew pot, so that should tell you where he's headed.
The Mexicans.
Yes. So.
And they loved him.
When I was a kid, we had German Shepherds that actually stood up straight with their legs underneath them. And,
I've seen some nice Shepherds.
Every once in a while, my parents would breed a litter if they had enough people that wanted pups. Otherwise, they didn't. And, they never did it for the money. They actually gave most of the pups away.
Dude, most of your better breeders don't really breed for the money.
It's not about money. It's about bettering or maintaining the quality of that breed. That's what it's about.
Breeding for the money comes in when you had expenses like we did.
Well,
when you buy 100 dogs,
and
you have to put 97 of them down
have
for bad defects.
You know, you got feed to consider. You've got hardware, housing, vet bills, vaccinations. There's a lot to consider. So when you sell pups, you have to charge something to get that back, you know. But you don't have to just keep breeding them back to back to back to back without knowing what you're getting. And I'm going to say a really bad word here. You have to call. You must call.
Or you make the same breeding because it worked one time.
just because a breeding works once doesn't mean Mother Nature's going to let it work again.
Exactly.
You know, you can manipulate Mother Nature to a certain extent, but you will never be able to control her. And that's just the way it is in breeding. So, you know, and these are things that we've learned over the past, what, 30, 40 years. So,
60 years.
Okay, for you, 60 years, you know. Yeah, but culling is, you know, and I mean, every time I talk about it, you know, like with when I belong to different message boards and we talk about dogs, the minute you use the word cull, they have this picture in their head because all they know are like AKC and that kind of thing. So they have this picture in their head that, oh, you killed it because it had the wrong color fur, or you killed it because the tail carriage wasn't correct. And that's not what we're talking about at all. You know, we're talking about culling for some very, very important reasons, like...
Why can't you just spay and neuter a dog that has kidney and thyroid disease and is going to die in 2 years that you have to medically treat every day of its life while it suffers?
Yeah, no.
What kind of life is that for a dog?
No, I can't allow an animal to suffer. I just can't. So, you know, and I mean, you know, we could let Mother Nature take over the culling, but she does it in a very slow and painful manner. Whereas, you know, humans have the ability to do it quickly and painlessly to end that suffering, you know, and so that's why we take over. It's called good stewardship.
All right, now quit talking about dogs on my dog.
Yeah. Well, get your other channel up and running.
It's up and running. Switch over to it if you want to talk dogs. It's called Performance American Bulldogs.
Well, we'll get there someday, and you will have an actual panel, and we'll be able to talk about it.
I'm never going to have a panel.
Okay, not a panel, but you know what I mean.
I'm never having a panel because all people want to do
I wanted you to write a book.
Porn bomb and do stupid stuff.
He won't write a book. This is one of the grandfathers of the Performance American Bulldog as we know it, and he will not write a book. All he has to do is talk. I'll transcribe and type. That's my area.
People don't want to hear the truth.
Because then they cannot refute the truth.
They still refute it.
Let them refute it.
And any idiot can write a book. Look at fucking
Edwards.
Crap that's out there.
Yeah. We were quoted in books that we absolutely told them not to quote us in. But we are also in a couple of very good books.
We were also in books where
Dr. Carl Samancic wrote a trio of very good books. We're in, I believe, the last two of them.
One of the first guy who actually knew what he was talking about.
Well, yeah, that's because he went to many, many, many breeders and
traveled to Rome.
Traveled the world to find out the real story. And so yeah, my kids actually appear in what was it called? Gladiator Dogs. That was the last book he wrote. And then we're also in The World of Fighting Dogs.
No, they weren't in that.
Yeah, they were. Well, no, you were. Our dogs were mentioned and pictured.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones the kids were in.
Yeah, that was Gladiator Dogs.
Yes. And Pit Bulls and Tenacious Guard Dogs.
And Canine Bodyguards by Mike Harlow. The man wasn't much of a breeder himself, but he did write the book.
It's all on the Performance American Bulldog page with all the links to all the books. All you got to do is go there and look.
Yep. And
quit talking about it on this channel.
No, it's just kind of interesting, you know, because you won't let me write a book, and I know that there's interest out there for it. I know there is. People have asked.
Yeah, but these people here, your audience right now, does not care about these.
Well, let's talk about what they want to talk about. What do you guys want to talk about? Oh, I did a little gardening yesterday. I found a bunch of hanging baskets that have been sitting in my garage forever, going to waste.
Oh, and make sure you tell Kimmy thank you very much for the sunflower seed.
And thank you, Kimmy. Excuse me. They're in a flat right now growing, and I'm waiting for Road to get his happy ass out there and tell me where he wants them. And then they can go in the ground. But yesterday I spent my day planting bush-style zucchini. And I did find, and I'm going to film it pretty soon here, because I've got some plants to take outside and redo. What I'm going to do is, the pot that I found in the garage keeps something potted outside for summer. It contains a little bit more moisture retentive material. Normally what I do is I take a page from the bonsai growers, and if you look at what they plant in, it is, yes, we have replaced our chickens. We've got more than we can handle right now.
Yeah, we're having a hard time. We originally replaced them with 26.
Yeah, we originally got 26 replacements,
which we knew we could handle feeding and taking care of.
Then a friend of ours brought down like 40 more, and
40 of a straight run.
So hopefully a bunch of those will turn out to be roosters, and we can,
as long as we can raise them to adulthood,
we can sell them, get rid of all the males and keep the egg layers.
We just have to raise them to adulthood.
Yeah, and then
and they're expensive to raise.
At some point in time, I'm hoping we can find some more of those. No, we have not caught and destroyed the demon, but
we have destroyed the weasel. That was our biggest concern.
What we did is we refortified parts of the aviary so nothing can get in. And instead of free-ranging the chickens all over the yard and letting them roost wherever they want, they all go in and they're locked down at night. And I'm doing the same thing to my turkeys right now. My 2 turkeys go back in their glass house. It's completely shaded by trees. And, yeah, I close them in at night now. And when I went out there this morning to open the door and let them out, they were both nesting in their little corner, and they were all happy. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I really dig them, man. They're nice birds to have. I did not know turkeys laid eggs, and there we are, right? So.
And if we can ever get you a bronze turkey male, we'll get one for you, and then we can raise our own turkeys, because these turkeys
I would like that.
sit on their eggs.
I would like that. Yeah, my turkeys want to sit, but without a male turkey, it doesn't do them any good, you know.
It'll just be rotted eggs.
We'll just have rotted eggs, and I don't want that. Blinking, blinking. Where is my sister from another mother? It's all Blinken's fault, damn it. I don't know why Nightbot says that. It's not Blinken's fault. It's my fault. Everything is my fault, and I will accept blame happily. No problem. My bad.
Just got a garage.
My bad. Everything is my bad. I admit it. So what's happening? What is happening? Where's Johnny? I don't know if Johnny's here or not. Jenny Jones, where are you?
Probably working.
She's probably working. Jenny Jones is a hard worker, so she's probably out there doing the earning. Oh, man. But I'm very happy that I have corn pines today. It's a very good thing to feed in when it gets a little warmer out, because it's not quite so...
you don't have to worry about floundering.
Yeah, I don't need anybody foundered. I don't need any foundered goats, so it gives them a little bit of extra nutrition, especially to my recovering goats that are finishing up milking and you know, trying to gain weight back.
Breeding program is finally starting to take shape.
Our breeding program is finally starting to take shape, and
because Gizzy's child,
regardless of the mammal, the same techniques apply.
Because Gizzy's child.
So all of that dog breeding in the past has paid off, and we can use those same techniques to breed our goats, and that's what we're doing.
Child
because Gizzy's child
gave birth to Wanda, who
gave birth to Wanda, who is bigger
than Magic, who gave
than
birth,
Magic, whose mama is Melinda. And Melinda is also
one of the
Gizzy's mama.
Right, who is one
my
of the
top producer.
producing goats.
That goat
Wanda's
gives
going
enough
to be the largest
to feed
goat
at least
we have.
5 babies, even though 2 and 3 is the highest number you get. We had 2 sets of triplets born this year, countless twins, and it was only our older goats and our very young that...
We had 3 sets of triplets, honey.
3?
Yeah.
Thought we only had 2.
3.
Nancy had trips.
And every goat that had a triplet fed it. So we had...
Yeah, we didn't have anybody, nobody stepped away from their duties, so all the triplets got fed.
And none of the triplets...
And I didn't have to bottle feed anyone. They're growing up wonderfully.
None of the triplets were born early, which was...
No, they were not born early. We did not have
that was amazing.
It's kind of sprinkling on and off a little bit, you know. Here and there. I guess we kind of need it, you know.
No, we don't.
Well, we do a little bit, dude. We need rain every once in a while.
Right.
Otherwise, every crap out there will start to frickin' die. What?
Our water table is 4 inches below the ground surface right now. That's how high the water table is.
Well, we did need it because we had 10 years of drought.
Right, but
so
it's really fucking us over on getting that goddamn water spigot in. Because as fast as you pump it out, within 5 minutes the thing's halfway full again.
Well, you guys can have some of our rain if you want. I'll try to will it down your way. Okay, go south, rain, go south. Okay, there you go. You should have some rain. I don't know.
Sure.
Anywho. Man, I'm so freaking tired. I could sleep for hours. What is that noise? Is that my phone? I think it's the YouTube thing's going off.
No. I'm charging up all the crap that's over here because it's my job. Another one of my jobs.
Fake rain. Well, I don't know. Something is falling out of the sky that's fucking with all the plants around here. Certain scrub trees, milkweed, and a bunch of other things have some really weird curled leaves on top that I'm not liking very much.
It's pretty creepy.
It's creeping me out. So
really creepy.
I don't know what they're dropping from the sky, but I ain't liking it.
Okay, I did these things for Wanda. I can put these in the garbage now.
Okay. New low-calorie rain. I would say it's a new high-cancerous rain, but what do I know? Seems like... I did some research once on what they call seeding the clouds for, you know, different weather patterns. And, yeah, a lot of the chemicals used are also on the table of known cancer-causing agents. So this is... it can't be good. So, yeah, I hear you, Bouncer. What's up, Corey? Welcome, welcome. How are ya?
What's up, Corey D?
Just silver iodide, yeah, and there's like beryllium and a bunch of other crap, if I'm not mistaken. I can't... it's aluminum and just other shit that should not fall from the sky, you know?
Bromine has been...
bromine is in bread, dear.
No, there's a huge amount of bromine at the base of one of those structures in the desert.
Area 51, or is it Utah?
I'm not sure.
That's a look.
There's some type of statue and some stuff there that people go visit, and the
Utah is the only state that I have ever been through, that I have ever trucked through, let's put it this way, where we stopped on the side of the road. Yeah, that is odd. Where we stopped on the side of the road in the middle of the night at a, what do you call those, you know, wayside where they have bathrooms, you know, and, so we were, like, traveling with another truck, same company, and we pull in, and, the dudes, like, could just, you know, whip it out wherever. I'm a chick, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna head over to the women's, and they were like little shacks. They were like those hole in the ground potties that you hate to come across because they're disgusting. Okay, so I got about maybe 20 feet away from it, and I just slowly backed away because the stench coming out of that thing was dead human. And I didn't want to know any more about it than that. And that was back in the 80s. So I decided not to check it out. So I will never go through Utah again. It's in a state I don't really care about that much. It was quite frightening, actually. So, but we always traveled with my dog. We traveled with my little Staffy Bull Terrier. Coffee can. Coffee can. Most truck drivers carry coffee can. And no, we didn't throw it out the window. I have seen way too many Ziploc bags and bottles on exits, and I just think that's rude. You know, pull into a truck stop and empty it like normal people. Litter drives me nuts, man. You know, we live in such a beautiful country, and for people to just mess it up by throwing trash out the window. You know, yep, that's what we did. We carried a coffee can. Back when they made them out of metal, remember that? Like the real coffee cans? Yeah. So we had one of those tucked under the bunk. But if I was behind the wheel, I would just like find the nearest truck stop and pull in and use an actual bathroom. So. And woe unto the person sitting in the back seat or driving behind you, right? Yeah. When I think of the things we did as kids, we used to collect rotten apples from a tree down by the highway and see how many times we could hit a semi as it passed by, or see if we could flip it up into a convertible. That was always fun. Banana peels were good for that. Yeah, we did a lot of interesting things out there on the road. But I hated my co-driver with a passion, so kind of glad to be off the road. We all did crazy shit, man. That's what being a kid's all about, right? But I can say with honesty that I have never been convicted of anything in my entire life. I am not wanted anywhere. There are no warrants or wants for me. I am all legal. So but you know what they say, jails are filled with stupid people. They all got caught, right? Yes, they did. So you see, there is such a thing as a perfect crime. You just have to be smart enough not to get caught. Well, Bird, your circumstances were a little... I never would have done that. You have to know... I realize that being a rat is not a good thing, okay? I realize that. But you have to know when it's going to... You know, you have to know when and who.
Yeah, well, I'm the one to blame because I raised her not to rat.
Well, yeah, but you don't take the fucking blame for something that, you know...
Well, that's
you know damn well is going to leave a heavy-duty mark on
Dude.
you, and you don't even know that person that well.
Dude, there's
I don't
nobody
know.
to blame but me because I
Well,
raised all my children not to rat.
And we don't. We never have.
I know. And I have raised them that way, so
I know.
I have to accept that responsibility.
Yeah, but you didn't do the time.
No, I didn't do the time, but I put her in that predicament.
In a way, yes, you did.
No, not in a way. I did.
Well, anyway. Well, at least you have a good idea. You know, it taught you some things. And so maybe there, you know, maybe there's a tiny, teeny little rainbow to come out of it in the end, you know?
Yeah, don't listen to your dad.
No, listen to your dad. Your dad is a very intelligent man. But it's all good. It's all good. We're all older now, and we all know better. No, I just, you know, yeah, live and learn. You know, sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes, I don't know. I always just say that because I heard it one time. Jails are filled with stupid people. They all got caught. And if you go in there, you know, and, you know, a lot of the people that you find took a plea deal because they couldn't hold out. You know? Or, you know, even if they were innocent, you know, and it's true, our justice system is broken, just like every other system we have, but, you know, well, you know, if you knew the risks.
Man, I can't believe this.
I don't know.
2 fucking days.
What? 2 days for what?
To transfer your goddamn fucking...
Yeah, I filled that fucking card up, dude. I had it running, and I should have turned it off for a couple things, and I did not, and they're going to have to be deleted anyway. So I got to go through all that and pick what needs to be dumped and what doesn't. I did a bunch of garden walks, and I got sidetracked in a couple of them, so now I have to... Oh, I got a bump on my head. So now I have to go through, and I have to figure out which ones I got to dump that don't have garden stuff on them and which ones do. We've got some very interesting things that I do want to show you, like that. I found out today from a neighbor that that tulip tree is called a tulip poplar. And, man, the flowers are beautiful, just gorgeous. So I caught those. And I've also noticed that I've got some more later roses coming on down the... buckwheat growing on the side of the road down there.
Yeah, I know. I've planted it everywhere.
Yeah.
And that stuff goes to seed and it goes everywhere. And then the birds take it
and poop it out, and it goes everywhere. Yep. Oh, I know. So, yeah, I haven't harvested it. Oh, no, that's not true. Right now I'm harvesting mulberries. Mulberries are the first up. So, house plants. You need house plants? you're renting, so you really don't want to put anything outside in the ground because then you just got to dig it up again. So let me see, what do I have here? I'm totally low on houseplants, man. My garden, my indoor garden's looking like shit right now. But I'll see what I can do. Oh, what I do have that I could give you is, I was actually going to plant the whole thing and see what I could get, but I have a package of, cactus seeds, like all different kinds, like, little barrel cactuses and the kind that flower, and, you know, it's the one you get at any store when they put their seed things up. And I've had it, and I just haven't gotten around to planting it, so you can have that, and, see how that works out for you. I've even got like the little I've got the little flat with the little greenhouse top on it. You can have one of them too, and that should help you out. Actually, I've got shit tons of pots and hanging baskets and whatnot, and
Way more than
we'll ever use. So,
if anybody needs,
you know. Actually, cactuses make really good houseplants for people that forget to water, because they don't require a whole lot. They do require some water, but not as much as people think. You know, you can't just leave it sit and never give it water, of course. And you have to fertilize every once in a while. But that just requires a little bit of Miracle Grow liquid every once in a while. You can use a weak solution. Or you can also use what they call, it's that sprinkled time-released crap. I forget what it's called. You can use that too. Are your batteries at 3%, dude?
Really?
Yeah, we just went kind of dark, so if you want something here, you better plug it in.
Well, I didn't know you were going to be on that long.
I didn't know we were going to be on this long.
Well,
in case we lose you guys, peace to everyone, and we'll catch you as soon as we can.
It's not me yakking, it's you, woman. There you go, 3%.
Alright, well. Anyway.
I
guess we're back.
Sucking on my sunfish.
That was funny.
I like eating the sunfish.
Oh, so, Mommy and Manny, what's happening? Yeah, but when it comes to houseplants, mine are in sad, sad shape. My orchid finally died after...
We're treating 2 goats for coccidia right now in case Mommy and Manny's interested. Because they have goats too.
Do they?
Yep.
Yeah, we're using Corid, and we're treating a couple of goats for coccidia right now. I've got a couple with what I call muddy butt, which just means they have the runs. Could be from anything. They sneak out the fence and eat weeds and grass, so could be that. It could also be from...
chicken shit, bird shit.
Yeah, it's normally what happens is, it's part and parcel of having any livestock. You know, whether it's dogs outside, cats, goats, cows, whatever. You have to use a preventative treatment every once in a while. Otherwise, birds are notorious for carrying coccidia, and they come over to the water tanks, they shit in the water.
Then the dog drinks
it. The goat or the dog drinks it, and then they get coccidia, and they become either a carrier or they exhibit the signs, and it's really not the diarrhea that kills them, it's the dehydration from the diarrhea.
Well, it is the dehydration.
You know, and so, we're better off just, doing a preventative treatment every once in a while. But I noticed we got 2 that have it kind of bad, so we're going straight to a treatment on them. But everybody else is getting, you know, we're putting the medicine in the tanks, so everybody's getting it. Man, I broke a nail like way down past the quick, okay? And like this is gonna hurt really bad. So hang on a second here while I get rid of this before I kill myself with it. Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt really bad.
Well, I can make it hurt less.
I don't want you to bother me.
I'll just take those pinking shears
Ah!
and cut the whole finger off.
I think I got it. I got it. We're good. Okay. There we go. Look at that. No blood. Yay. I think I got it. Okay. Well. Okay, hang on. Let me get my glasses on. There is one more little piece here that I would like to.
I think I may do some things in the future on how to mix up holistic oils.
On what?
On how to mix up holistic oils.
Dude, first you get the list of shit we have to do done, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want, okay?
That's a long
He drives me nuts. Yeah, it's a long list, but if we don't get it done,
we'll get it done.
It's never going to get done, and I'm just going to keep getting more pissed off. Because I need certain things done. We need water by the barn. That's first.
Yeah. That's major.
I need the barn cleaned out. We need to find somebody to do the hay this year. You still got to go talk to that dude.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what you're putting it off for.
I texted him again. I'm waiting to see.
Dude, you're going to have to go knock on his door one of these evenings and just talk to him.
Today's Friday. I've texted him again. If he doesn't get back to me by Sunday, I'm going to go over there.
Okay, fine. But we need that accomplished, or I'm not going to have... I'm running out of hay. We have round bales, that's true. But if it rains a lot, we're not going to be able to get the round bales in.
We have square bales, too, so... that need to come out of that other...
Oh, Birdie P, I cannot wait. Anyone else knows what that sickness smells like? Well... Parvo smells way worse, but Coccidia doesn't smell that great either.
Coccidia has a sweet smell to it.
Yeah, Coccidia's got a different smell than Parvo.
Yeah, Coccidia smells sweet.
But again, Parvo's the same thing. If you don't treat it, and you don't vaccinate for it, you take a chance of the animal actually dying of the dehydration that comes along with the diarrhea. And in a little one, that's like 3 days. So.
And if you have Parvo,
yeah,
and you don't know how to run an IV, you need to go to a vet.
You need to get to a vet. Parvo is usually something that most people go to a vet for.
Parvo, you need to be able to set up an IV.
You got to be able to set up an IV for it. And if you don't know how to do that, then you need your vet. We're lucky out here. We have like a large animal vet that comes out. He'll make house calls. And those are the kind of vets I like the best.
I've known how to set up an IV.
Well, yeah, that's because you've had dog. And here we go with the dog talk again.
No, I'm just saying, whenever you go to a vet and they want to IV your dog,
yeah,
you should always go with them and watch.
Watch exactly what your vet does and how it's done.
It's not hard to do.
It's not that true. A lot of the things that they do, you can do yourself at home, even though...
The hardest part of putting an IV in a dog...
The dumbest part of doing a lot of it is that doing your own vet work in Illinois is illegal, which is stupid.
No,
because it's dumb, because half the time you can't wait that long.
It's only illegal if you do it for someone else. It's not illegal if you do it yourself.
That's not the way I read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't do it for anyone
else. Well, we do as much of our own vet work as we possibly can. It's cheaper that way. You know? Why should I pay somebody $1,000 to give a vaccination or to do put a couple of minor staples in something that we can do right here.
The hardest part of an IV is learning how to tape it to the dog's arm so it doesn't
And
come
immobilize the dog.
Well,
Sedate it or whatever you have to do.
Yeah, but to tape it to the arm is the hardest
Right.
part. Because you can always sedate it through the IV.
Well, you can always shave the dog's arm, too.
Well, you do shave the dog's
Yeah,
arm.
you kind of have to.
Or you can't IV it.
But, yeah, we've done a lot of different things. A lot. The kids, I'm sure. Birdie P, I'm sure, remembers some of the things we've done. That we've had to do, You have to do certain things. So. Mower. Oh, yeah, let me tell you. Goats don't get parvo, but dogs do. Goats get an entirely different plethora of diseases that other animals don't get. Goats are very closely related to deer. They have hollow hair. That's why they're out grazing in the snow or rain, because it doesn't bother them. Hey, Jenny Jones! Welcome to the party! What's going on?
Release the Kraken!
Release the Kraken! Alright, so anyway. Yeah, but there's a lot of things that, that goats get. There's Johne's disease, just to name one. We get this thing every once in a while where they get like these they look like little infection nodules on their, like, around their, where their lymph nodes would be, I guess, where their scent glands or whatever will be, and you're not supposed to pop them, you're not supposed to inject them with anything, you're supposed to just leave them alone and it goes away. Some goats can be carriers. It may not affect other goats at all. It's just something that if I see it, I just leave it alone, and within a couple weeks it's gone. So it's just something, and if you ever get a new animal coming into your property, quarantine it. Always quarantine. Just to make sure that goat or that animal is healthy before you stick it with the rest of them, because you surely don't want to lose your whole herd to something that could be avoidable, Yeah, we like to buy from private owners. We do not like to go to, the bigger auctions, because you never know what the hell you're going to get. Those are some of the dirtiest places I've ever seen. So I'll pass on that. Yeah, if you've only had to treat coccidia once, you're lucky. We do a regular preventative. Only because livestock tanks are outside, and sparrows and robins and every other kind of bird and animal has access to it. So you're better off just doing an every once in a while preventative treatment, which would be what? It was just a weaker solution, right? Yeah, you just make a weaker solution. I'm not exactly sure of the mixture. You'd have to ask Road.
For a longer period of time.
And you just do it for a little bit longer period of time, and then everybody gets some in their system.
Treatment is a 5-day treatment.
A treatment is a 5-day treatment.
Preventative is 25 days.
Preventative is 25 days. And he can tell you what the mixture is, and yeah, that's what we do, and that works out pretty good.
Don't
waste
your money on Albon, because it's the same thing.
Albon and Corid are the same thing. Albon costs twice as much. You don't.
No, 10 times.
Okay, 10 times as much. Corid is much cheaper.
$138
It's the same thing. It's the same damn thing.
Corid you can get for $20 a gallon, and
well,
Albon
we
is
get
$138 a gallon.
We sometimes get it by the envelope, by the package.
Yes, that makes a gallon.
Okay.
That makes a gallon for
Okay.
20 bucks.
So, you know.
And Albon costs you $138 for that
And
same gallon. The
when
only
it's
other
warm
thing
out,
that
when it's hot out, you don't want to feed them corn. You don't want to feed them anything that's from, they'll get sick. They don't need that much protein when it's hot out. Goats are actually, they're like the trash eaters. I mean, they eat weeds. They don't need a high quality feed. They don't need high quality hay. Um, you know, horses are like a whole different animal. A horse has one stomach, and for the size, they are incredibly delicate. Goats are not quite so. Just like cows, you know, they have many stomachs, and uh, yeah, you know, you, they don't require anything high quality. They eat, and here's something: be observant. Watch during the course of the season when things start to grow. Watch what they're eating and when they're eating it, and that will tell you a lot about what their diet needs to be. You know, it's just that's a very old-fashioned way of um, learning a lot about that kind of thing. Um, we can do that. Keep in mind that a cow and a goat are very different in that respect. Their hooves are not solid. They're just like us. They have a pad, they have a soft pad, and they have nails. Okay? If you give them a concrete pad to walk on, or they have to like travel through some gravel, or concrete's really great actually. Um, those nails will wear down naturally. That and walking through, dirt and pasture, they will, if they have enough room, that will wear down naturally, and you won't have to do a lot of trim work. Um, if you keep them enclosed, then and they're eating a higher quality of a diet, their nails are going to grow pretty fast, and you are going to have to trim them. And you can go to like Rural King or Farm Supply, and you can get different sized little nippers, nail nippers for them, and and you just have to be very careful. You want to make sure there's nothing caught between their cloven hoof there, and you want to make sure that there's no rocks or anything stuck underneath the nail, and you want to like keep their nails not too short, but relatively nice and trimmed. And it's not something we have to do that often, especially to the herd that we have that has access to the big. We have a giant concrete pad where a corn bin used to be. The corn bin part was sold off, but the concrete pad is still there. So they're always like sunning themselves on it and walking on it and playing on it. And that group of girls, we hardly ever have to trim. Now, inside a goat's horns, there is actually bone inside those horns. So the horns will pretty much take care of themselves. If they have horns, leave them alone. Don't need to do anything with the horns. Cows are different. Now, when they're little tiny babies, before they get the button starting, you can actually get electric burners, and you can like singe. If you singe the cells around that, they won't grow. But I've never done it yet. We just let them have their horns because those are weapons that they kind of need, especially milk cows. You don't want them to have the horns, and so when they're calves, you burn the buttons. Gouging also can happen with cows. It's an ugly, horrendous process. It's painful for the cow, and you have to pull certain veins out of it, and it's a mess. So um, I recommend just letting their horns grow, unless you get lucky and you get polled goats, which an excellent thing to have. That just means that we have one or two like that. Unfortunately, Mr. Pinner is what?
Yeah.
So,
he's double dominant.
oh, I'm sorry, double dominant. I always get those two confused. So he will always produce horns. But what are you going to do? But like I say, the horns, that's a weapon. And they kind of need that to maintain their social, their standing, and there's kind of like an alpha, there's like a social patriarch, and everybody else is lining up behind her, and you'll notice that they will headbutt and fight to maintain their status within the herd, and that's normal, that's completely normal. I find them awesome to watch, man. So... yeah, it's when I lived at a dairy farm many years ago. Calves went to market, and I never really, I never males, one male. That's it. You need the and so Mommy and Manny would like you to send her off to the side somewhere information on the coccidia.
Well, have her hit me on Telegram or something because my memory.
Mommy and Manny, hit him on Telegram. Hit Road on Telegram if you can, and he will give you the recipe for the cord mixtures for both treatment and preventative, so that you know how to mix.
My memory is shit, and I don't remember
Yeah,
anything.
he won't remember because we're getting old and our memories are kind of shot.
There's people waiting on me for months and months for shit that I've completely forgotten about.
But, you know.
And it's not that I'm blowing them off, it's just that I...
Oh, you got show goats? Okay, never mind. Yeah, ours are milk and meat. So.
Yep. We're breeding in a whole different direction.
Yeah, they can. They can draw blood with headbutt fights, but they shouldn't. I mean, their skull plates are incredibly thick. So
Show goats have thinner plates.
I haven't run into one yet, but then
you don't have show goats.
We don't have show goats. Yeah.
That's why.
We have, she can text you.
Yeah, the only thing with his text,
yeah,
a lot of times I don't get my text till days later. That's
well,
why I use Telegram.
Yeah, his texts don't come in for a while, so that's why we use Telegram. But anyway, there's his email, rumplemobile@gmail.com.
And honestly, I don't check that live.
Registered dwarf Nigerian. Okay, yeah, no, we don't have that. we have a very mixed herd of Sonnens, Toggenburgs, Boer, what else do we have? Alpine, you name it, and we've got it. We've got a couple of Cashmere, and the way we're breeding, we're just kind of line breeding.
You got rid of all
we got rid of all the fainting goats we had. We have scared or surprised, but it's not. Well, the one's going to go. The other one we're keeping because she's actually like, she has a purpose. But yeah, ours are just kind of a mixture of goats, but it's funny though because like all the Toggenburgs hang together. That's a family. The Sonnens, not so much. They're kind of independent. We only have a few of the Alpines, so I don't know. I mean, some hang together more than others. It's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun watching them, just observing them. I have no use for the pygmies. Anything here has to work It has to earn, and that's what farming's all about. So,
just like those,
you know.
remember those Vietnamese pot-bellied pigs?
Oh yeah, we had. You're probably not going to laugh at this. I laughed because to me it was funny. Pets, and they got so ginormous that the people needed to get rid of them.
Because pot-bellied pigs, when you feed them like a regular pig, they get as big as a regular pig.
So they were fed as regular pigs,
They're
and they got
only kept
ginormous.
small by starving them.
So what they did is they were looking around for a place to, so they could get a home for them, and they could not find a home. And so somebody mentioned us, because at the time we had a few acres and, whatnot. And so we're like, yeah, fine, we'll give them a home. And
We'll eat them too.
I had absolutely no use for pot-bellied pigs, let me tell you. But they were huge, and there was a lot of meat on them.
Yeah, and we told them we were going to eat them too.
So we had this huge party with a band and everything. And we didn't tell the people that were eating the barbecue that they were Vietnamese pot-bellied pigs.
No, but we told the people.
But it tastes the same. I mean, it's pork, right?
We told the people who owned
It was good. They were good. They were delicious. Yeah, we told. If it's not going,
pig running around.
yeah, these things were huge, and I don't have the facilities to keep pigs, so yeah.
Especially not no 400-pounder running around your house.
Yeah, we just we let the boys test it out their bow and arrows, and we hung them and dressed them out, and we had barbecue for days, man. I mean, it was really good. So yes, you can eat Vietnamese pot-bellied pigs. We did not make bacon out of them. No, the whole thing went in a giant.
The only way to keep a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig small is to starve it to death.
Well, I'm not starving any animal. That's just the way it goes.
I'm just telling you, that's the only way to keep
Yeah.
those animals
No.
small.
If anything, I am guilty of overfeeding my animals. Because I have some chubby goats. I do. The ones that have just gotten done nursing and are weaning, they're pretty emaciated because they put all of their energy and all packing back on the weight. Kaylee already looks great, and the Smiley twins look wonderful, and Peanut looks. She needs to quit. Yeah. So, but yeah, my other set of females, they're chunky. They're chunky little monkeys. So I took them off the confines, and they get nothing. They have pasture, and they get a few flakes of hay every day. And they have what we call a licky rock. That's what I call it. It's a licky rock. And basically, it's just a big salt and mineral block that you throw out there, and that gives them everything else they need. And what else do we give them? Oh, I put some diatomaceous earth in their little dusting hole. They have like a dry dirt area that they like to roll around in. So we throw a little food grade diatomaceous earth in there, and that helps to keep any lice or
It's also included in
little no-see-ums off of them. Keeps them, it keeps the ticks and fleas and other little ickies off of them. We do that for everything. The turkeys have a dusting area, the chickens have it, and they all get a little diatomaceous earth for that. And if they ingest a bit of it, so much the better, because that will actually help take care of parasites. So food grade diatomaceous earth is a wonderful thing. And it's natural.
And the only difference between animal grade and food grade is the color red.
Yeah, animal grade and food grade,
dye to it.
They add a little bit of red something to the animal, but humans can still eat it. It's not that big of a deal. The human kind is more of a.
They do it.
They try to keep it more of like a white color to make it more appealing, I guess. I don't know. But tablespoon of that in your coffee every morning, and it'll lower your blood sugar or your blood pressure. It will help with your cholesterol numbers, aid digestion, keep you parasite free. It's good for your hair and nails and a whole bunch of other things. And it's another holistic thing that you know, not approved by the USDA like I care.
Another gift from Mother Nature.
Another gift from Mother Nature. It is mind. And if you go to what's it called? Oh, earthworkshealth.com. Earthworkshealth, all one word, .com. You can read about diatomaceous earth, food grade. And you can read all of the different, the people that have written in and have, well, they sing the praises, you know. They tell of, you know, oh, I went to my doctor and my blood pressure was this high, and you know, after like 3 months of using diatomaceous earth, now it's down to this, and oh, I feel great. You know, and I don't have to take statins for this, and I don't have to do this, and my hair looks much better, and my nails grow fast and don't have ridges, and yeah, there's a lot of things it's good for. But it has to be food grade. And we get spammed right in the middle, always.
Leave a message if it's important.
If it's important, they'll leave a message. But I don't know anyone in that area code, so. Or at least I don't think I do. But when we're live streaming, we can't take calls anyway, so it's kind of a waste of time to do that. Oh, let's see. What else? What else shall we talk about? We take care of each other, too. You know, medically speaking. We use a lot of holistic things. I'm not so big on conventional medicine. I just don't buy the idea that, you know, they call it preventative medicine, but is it really that safe to be hit with radiation that often? I don't think so. To me, that just doesn't make much sense, you know? To me, that seems like it would cause cancer. So, we, yeah. And then, of course, I have lupus, and we use a holistic treatment for that, for all of my outward symptoms, and that helps. It actually works. And for about 8 months, I don't require another treatment. It's wonderful. And for poison ivy, burns, cuts, and other little, you know, small contusions and this kind of thing, we use a product that a friend of ours makes in Tennessee. It's called jewelweed salve. And that works. It absolutely works. What else do we use? My God, we use so many things from Mother Nature, man. Mother Nature is amazing. Just absolutely amazing. And for everything that's wrong, Mother Nature has a cure. Not just a treatment, but a cure. And I don't think the same could be said of conventional medicine. And I really hate to knock it because, you know, conventional medicine does have its place. You know, we have come very, very far technology-wise, you know, with robotics and microsurgery and, you know, what I don't like are the pharmaceutical corporations that just keep... You don't really need to advertise a medicine on TV. The patient isn't supposed to tell the doctor what they need. The doctor is supposed to tell the patient what they need, right? So...
It's just all a little crazy.
It's all a little crazy out there. You know? Yeah, I see a doctor when I need one. I don't go in every few months to get, I'm sorry, but I just don't want to be probed and prodded and flattened out and x-rayed and, stuck into a giant machine that emits radiation. If you look and everybody's out of the room and they're all wearing lead aprons, something ain't right. Right? Yeah.
Thank God
And this right here, this is my only regret in life. That's it. I have one regret. That's it. And this is organic tobacco. We roll them ourselves. So, I guess we're one step ahead of the game.
That's my biggest regret too.
Mm-hmm. And I never thought I would live to see the day that they legalized cannabis in Illinois. And not just medicinal, but recreational too. Woohoo! So, hello, Sunny Stormy. How are ya?
Good to see you, Sunny Stormy.
Good to see ya. Yep. So, and I have my glasses on today. Oh, and guess what? Jenny and others will get a big kick out of this, but this pair, this is the same pair I have had for years. And they're not broken. They don't have glue or tape on them. I just tightened them up the other day with a little screwdriver, and we're good to go. And everybody who knows Road knows what a joke that is, because that man could lose a pair of glasses. He couldn't keep one of his life dependent on it. So, I don't know. What else are we yakking about? Oh, you probably can't see it that much. I did a little blue and purple in my hair. You can see a little bit of the purple. The blue's fading out already. I gotta do it again. Yeah, you can see the purple, but not the blue so much. Shout out to Manic Panic, one of my favorites. I know there are others that people like better, but I'm a diehard Manic Panic fan. Have been for many years. So, God, look at this, man. Look at that. Look how wrinkled I'm getting. Damn, my age is starting to show. Well, I am 60. What the hell you want, right? I love this cup. It has a little button on top you push. And when you push it, it closes it off so that bugs can't get down in there and stuff. And you can't spill it. And then when you're ready to drink, you hit the little button again. There you go. It's thermos. I like it. This is a Jenny Jones. Jenny Jones got this for me, and I can't be happier. This is awesome. It was a great gift. Thank you, Jenny. Yeah. One what? All right. No problem. Yeah. So, anywho. Be down in a bit. I love it. I love it. So, yeah, my next order of business is going to be, now that my SD card is emptied and it's all powered up, I'm going to start taking my house plants out one by one, out to the greenhouse. and I will bring all of the things that I use to mix my own medium, and I will show you guys how to, well, I'll show you my way of doing it, you know. Nobody has to do it the same way, but I've learned a lot, and unfortunately, it seems like wisdom comes with age, you know. That will be coming too. And where was I? Oh, so anyway, yeah, you know, it took me like, what, 45 years to actually find somebody who could put down in layman's terms, and explain in easy to understand, uh, easy to understand terms what roots require. Because let's face it, without healthy roots, there cannot be a healthy plant above, right? That makes sense, right? So, in order to keep the roots healthy, they have to have a certain things, and roots only have a few requirements. One of them is anchorage, and that could be, I mean, I've seen growing in glass marbles. You know, we have hydroponics and semi-hydroponics, and there are all kinds of methods of growing. So anchorage is the top thing. And they also need a way to uptake readily available nutrition and moisture, but they don't want to sit in that moisture. So whenever you unpot something and you see like the roots are kind of ringing the outside of the pot, you know, the inside of the pot, that means that they're actually looking for a place that's dry where they can get some oxygen. Roots require oxygen. They have to breathe. And that's why it's so important to have a medium that's aerated and that can dry out within a reasonable amount of time. Um, at the top of the spectrum, you have the gardening industry, okay? These are all corporate companies, and they're no different than any other corporate company. They want your money. They're there to profit. They're not there to help you grow better flowers. They could give a shit. And you go to any garden center, and half the people there have no idea what they're talking about. That's very true. So one way I can explain it is, you know, take a peek at how people who grow bonsai trees are growing, and that'll give you a clue. They grow with a grittier medium that is actually aerated and drains fairly quickly. There is there is a drawback to it. You have to water a little more often. You have to be a little bit more wary of the amount of water and how you're feeding your plant. But other than that, you know, you're just giving the roots what they require. And if you grow your roots optimally, the plant above is going to give you exactly what it needs optimally. So, you know, there's that. I use pine bark fines, coarse perlite, and granite chips. And if I want a little bit more moisture retention for growing outside, I will either add a little bit of peat or maybe a handful or two of a high quality potting soil. But I will never, ever, ever use regular old, you know, bagged potting soil, because that's just silt. And silt holds a lot of moisture for way too long. You never want to put like I remember my grandmother always saying, "Oh, put a layer of rocks in the bottom of the pot because that helps it drain." Actually, it doesn't. Physics tells us that between two layers of different things, what's going to happen is it's a different surface. So the water is going to behave differently. So what that's going to cause is what we call a perched water table. And that means that most of the water is going to sit at the bottom of that dirt and not really have a way of getting through that gravel in the time that it needs. So there's that. So yeah, I'd really like to do that. I keep promising I'm going to do it, and I really, really, really want to do that. But I think this year I might have the time. I do have the space because I clipped back and I made my greenhouse accessible. And Road took care of all the wasps in there, so they're gone, so I can work in there without, any fear of getting stung. And one by one, I will bring my plants out there and we will unpot them. And I will show you what I mean. And we will mix up new batches of stuff and I'll show you how I do it. And from then on, it's just a matter of I'll hook you guys all up with the links to the articles that are good reading. So, oh, thanks, Bertie. Well, it skips a generation in my family. My grandmother grew phenomenal plants. My mom could kill a plant by looking at it, and I developed a love of plants from my grandmother. So, God, I can remember one of my first gifts. It was a little mushroom-shaped terrarium. You guys remember those? The little terrariums? So I had one of them, and I had it for a really long time. And then when I started dating, it kind of fell by the wayside because boys became more important, party and all that, But anyway, when I got older, every place I've ever lived has had a ton of plants in it. And I've killed a ton of plants. And it's a matter of knowing your limitations. I know you did, Bertie, and that makes me very, very happy. Thank you. And yeah, so it took me a long time to find somebody that, I love you too, Bertie. My baby girl. Um, it took me a long time to find somebody that, like I said, could put it on layman's terms and teach me what I needed to know when I found that person. And found him on a gardening site. And believe it or not, there's a lot of controversy in gardening. You would not believe it. It's like political talk. It's ridiculous. But if you have a logical mind, you gravitate toward what logic tells you is the right thing. And yeah, this guy showed me that this is what roots need. Here's how to get that. And, he put up two basic recipes. One is for indoor growing, and we're talking about in containers, and one is for outdoor growing. And the one for outdoor growing simply gives you more of an option for moisture retention, which you're going to need because of the sun. And then there was one, oh, and growing in the ground. Here's another little detail. Growing in the ground, like in a garden setting, is hell and gone from growing in a pot. In the garden, Mother Nature has an entire army of bacteria, nematodes, worms, tiny little critters, uh, you name it, and it's there, and it's constantly aerating the soil, constantly tunneling through, digging, and the worms are eating and excreting readily available food for uptake, by the roots. And, it's quite the thing, and you know, Mother Nature takes care of all that for us. But what Mother Nature does in the garden cannot accurately be copied within the confines of a container. It simply can't. Throwing a couple of worms in there or whatnot is not going to do the trick. So we have to attack it from a different standpoint. And that means using, well, of course the ground is a hell of a lot better. But when you're talking about growing inside, like, you know, house plants, like, for instance, I like amaryllis. Those are like some of my hippieastrums, they're called. And those are some of my favorite bulbs. But I'm in zone 5B, and they can only grow outside in the south. I don't live in the south. So I have to be, you know, I have to treat them a little differently because I have to grow them inside in containers. So I change the entire way I do that. And I grow them in a very aerated soil. I only bury half the bulb. I put them in an east window so they get the best sun. And, oh, what else do I do? Oh, and I feed them regular old Miracle Grow. I think it's 1284 or something, NPK. It's just your average Miracle Grow plant food. And what I do is I mix a weak solution, and it gets that weak solution almost every time I water. And in the winter, I pull back on that a little bit because the bulb is resting. Its natural time for bloom is spring. And I allow them to revert back to that so that they bloom in spring. So, you know, I don't really have that much left. I've got a lot of amaryllids. I've got a Hoya. I've got a mother-in-law's tongue. I've got some Lettiboria. I've got a couple of chalice vines. I've got some crinum, rain lilies, sperkelia. And I think that's about it. Oh, and I have a couple of epicactus, which are the hanging type that grow those really pretty star-shaped, good-smelling flowers. I've got a couple of those. And that's about all I have left. Like I said, poor little dendrobium finally bit the dirt, and that's gone. But I hope to get, you know. Actually, that is not true, Blind Straight. But, you know, I'm not going to argue with you about it, because if it works for you, it's all good. But, yeah, that's more for outdoor. Because first, the fish guts have to rot down. And they have to be processed into usable food for the roots. Just as fish guts, they're not usable. I've never heard of putting wet grass. Never heard of that in my life. So, you would have to explain that one to me. But if it's in a container, it needs readily available. It doesn't need, we need to wait till, oh, things rot down. So, you know. Yeah, we save all that stuff too, but we throw it in the compost heap. I already have nitrogen. It comes in a bottle. I also add micronutrients in a powdered form.
The Australian winter peas also produce nitrogen.
I don't use compost, not in containers, no. Not by itself, absolutely not. Nope. That's just not how I do it. So, I'll show you how I do it. And, you know, I'll read you the why and what for. And, that may, you know, you may get something out of it, you may not. It's cool. However, you know, like I say, I'm not going to argue with anyone. a lot of people have their own way of doing things that they swear are you know, perfect, and far be it for me to change anyone's mind. But I'll show you how I do it, and it will give you a little picture of, you know. You about done there?
Yeah, in a minute I will be. I have to get this set up for today, I'm sorry.
What is it now? You have like 3 things already marked for it.
I know, but I don't have any in the house.
There's 2 in the basement.
Well, then maybe I should go down and get one.
You should probably go down the basement and look. Yeah, it's cool, Blind Straight. Like I say, everybody's got their own way of doing things. I'll show you mine, and I will explain the science behind it, okay? And, well, staying alive, you know, is not what I'm after. I'm after optimal growth. I'm after the best it can possibly be. I don't want it just to live. I want it to thrive. So that's my goal.
You know, just like you don't want
You know?
a little bit of THC on your buds.
Yeah, I don't want a little bit of THC on my buds. I want a lot. I want the most I can possibly get. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Plants don't all need different nutrients. Most plants need, you know, your basic NPK and micronutrients. That's what they need. And water, okay? And I use well water, so they're getting extra minerals. Well, you know, I don't grow cannabis. So, you know, there are certain plants, certain plant varieties or types that are going to need something that's a little different. What I'm growing pretty much all requires the same thing. And I'll get into all that, okay? I will print out and I will read what I've got, and you know, that may help a little bit. There's a lot of science and physics that goes into it. It's all about water movement and retention. That's the most basic of it all. Because if you can get that under control, then feeding them the nitrogen, the potassium, and, you know, yeah, that actually I think you can, but I think it only can be what you require yourself, isn't it?
What?
Growing your own weed.
Different strains require different things.
No. I mean in Illinois, can you grow enough just for your own use?
Oh yes.
Okay, so apparently in Illinois you can only grow a certain amount for your own use. That's what we've read.
I believe they limit you to 6 plants.
He says 5 plants is a misdemeanor.
The last thing I read was 6 plants you
well,
could grow,
you know,
and
that's because they want you to go to the dispensaries and get their shit. You know what I mean? They don't want you to grow your own stuff. God forbid, right?
Well, so, if you grow your shit properly,
yeah,
you can get anywhere from 2 to 2 1/4 pounds per plant.
Which is what? Too much? Because you can only have a certain amount?
Which is almost a kilo per plant. Which is a pretty good amount. So say you're allowed to grow 3 plants, right? That would allow you to have 6.6 kilos, which is a good amount. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's a catch in there somewhere, you know?
I'm not real up on the legal side because, you know,
No, I think there's a catch in
I
there
wasn't
somewhere.
born in that era of legalized marijuana.
What are you talking about? Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, illegalized.
Right. I was born when it was still illegal, you know?
Right.
You get caught with a fucking nickel bag, you're going to the fucking shitter.
Alright, dude. You want to say goodbye now? Because I got things we got to do.
Sure, go ahead. I'm over here making quarters.
I know, so you're in the way anyway, so... Instead of everybody looking at your dirty arms and your armpits, why don't we say goodbye?
Why don't we say goodbye then?
Alright, guys. Thanks for hanging in there with us, and I'll tell you what, I will work on getting all my stuff out to the greenhouse so that we can do a plant day. We can do a soil day, and we can figure it all out, and I will read what I have. It's all scientific and easy to understand, so anywho, yeah, see, like Jenny says, man, there's different laws, and I think there's probably, by design, there's a catch in the laws, you know?
Just remember, guys,
So,
you didn't have to go through all these hassles with your local dealer. You just slipped them some cash, you walked away, you got your herb, and everything was groovy.
yeah, what was wrong with the old way of doing it? I don't know. Anyway.
And if you had shitty weed, you didn't buy it from them again.
Wobbly, we're just about ready to cut out for the day, Wobbs. But
poor Wobbs.
Poor Wobbs. Day late, dollar short.
No, he's in Australia.
I
so
know,
he's
I
missed our
know.
shit.
I know.
Poor guy.
I feel bad.
Me too.
Alright, well, I gotta go. If you want to keep going, go for it. No?
I gotta go too. I gotta get
Yeah,
this,
we gotta get our shit done while we gotta break in the rain here.
I gotta get this medicine mixed up for the goats.
Okay. So, anyway. Okay, here we go. Thank you for joining us for the most boring live stream available on YouTube today. We hope you join us again next time when it will be equally as or more boring. And hopefully we will, I don't know, learn something, share something, and we'll talk to you guys later. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
And thank you for making sure I made it home safe
Thank
and
you
sound.
thanks for all the help, you guys, man. You guys are the bomb. There's no question in my mind. All right, get your wrinkly elbow out of the way. God, that looks like an elephant's leg, don't it? All right.
Hey.
I hope the sun is coming out soon. I'm looking forward to it, Blind.
Better
all right,
than
guys.
elephant's leg than my wiener.
No shiitakes. Okay. Talk to you guys later, man. Peace out, everyone. You guys all take care and be well. Later. All right. There you go.